Listen, so you're going to hear this first on Traders Nation, okay? Obama, there's some tapes. Obama had this book that was really, well, nobody really read it back in like 1995 or what have you. And it was titled Dreams from My Father, A Story of Race and Inheritance, okay? And we've got some audio on this. You're not going to believe your ears, folks, okay? This is a man that's running for president. And let's just do this. I'm going to set this up. Here we have Obama. He's in high school, college, putting cigarettes out in the hallway on somebody else's carpet. Let's roll that tape number 1.
To avoid being mistaken for such a sellout, I chose my friends carefully. The more politically active black students, the foreign students, the Chicanos, the Marxist professors and structural feminists and punk rock performance poets. We smoked cigarettes and wore leather jackets. When we ground out our cigarettes in the hallway carpet, or set our stereos so loud that the walls began to shake, we were resisting bourgeois society's stifling constraints. I spent the last 2 years of high school in a daze.
Amazing. All right, did you hear that, Tom?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know what to think. This is, and this is interesting to say the least. All right. I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know what to say either. Tom, I don't have a problem with the leather jackets. I've got a leather jacket or two, and I don't have a problem with smoking. I smoked for 16 years and smoked cigars a little time after that. I don't have a problem with all that. So what? The guy smokes. Trying to quit. Okay, I quit, but yeah, it's okay. I don't really have a problem with a lot of that. But I don't know about you, Tom. Anybody puts a cigarette out in my hallway on my carpet, it's going to get, out the front door he's going to go. And
yeah, well, that happens, and sometimes it doesn't.
All right, here's a clip on Obama. I guess he just, his academics in school, he didn't really want to do class too much, and I can relate to that. Because I didn't either, Tom. I wasn't really big on class. In fact, some of my classmates will actually tell you that. But I'm not running for president. Apparently, there was some heavy drinking and, of course, enthusiastic drug use. Let's go ahead and roll tape 2.
I spent the last 2 years of high school in a daze, locking away the questions that life seemed insistent on posing. I kept playing basketball, attended classes sparingly, drank beer heavily, and tried drugs enthusiastically. I discovered that it didn't make any difference whether you smoked reefer in the white classmate's sparkling new van, or in the dorm room with some brother you'd met down at the gym, or on the beach with a couple of Hawaiian kids who had dropped out of school and now spent most of their time looking for an excuse to brawl. Nobody asked you whether your father was a fat cat executive who cheated on his wife, or some laid-off Joe who slapped you around whenever he bothered to come home. You might just be bored, or alone. Everybody was welcome into the club of disaffection. And if the high didn't solve whatever it was that was getting you down, it could at least help you laugh at the world's ongoing folly and see through all the hypocrisy and bullshit and cheap moralism.
Oop, there is a cuss word. I'm glad we beeped that out.
Yep.
I'm glad we beeped that out. Well, if the high didn't lift your spirits, maybe, just the fact of being high would. I don't know. Steve, what are your thoughts on this? And thanks for the beep, too, on that.
You're welcome on the beep, man.
Now,
I just got a kick out of all the things that you found.
Yeah.
You found Obama. Did you see the picture?
Yeah, I saw the picture. Yeah.
Tom, I don't know if you got a chance to see it if you're watching the video feed.
Yeah.
The video feed, if you're watching it, it's hilarious. Obama's sitting there in his office. There it is again.
Yeah.
With the phone upside down to his ear.
Upside down to his ear. Now, it might have been from a token or two. I don't know.
Token?
Yeah, token. It might have been from, a little token. Who knows? But nonetheless, hey, not too many white people that what I went to school with had vans. They actually had, fast cars, and dual posi traction cars and cars at 440s with everything else. So, I don't know. Nonetheless, all right, now... And Steve, once again, we do appreciate your editing skills and beeping out because this is a family show, and we can't have that kind of talk here on the show. Speaking about his white basketball coach, Obama bashes him by calling him an ignorant mother effer, and his distrust for white people. Roll tape number 3.
Wow. I don't know if I should roll this.
Roll it, baby, roll it. We need to know.
Assistant basketball coach, a young, wiry man from New York with a nice jumper, who after a pickup game with some talkative black men had muttered within earshot of me and 3 of my teammates that we shouldn't have lost to a bunch of and who, when I told him to shut up, had calmly explained the apparently obvious fact that there are black people and there are these guys were That's just how white folks will do you. There are white folks, and then there are ignorant motherfuckers like you.
Wow. Vote for me.
I swear that we didn't do any editing to that.
No.
That is the way that the book was read.
None whatsoever. I mean, we did some to shorten the clips up because, let's face it, we don't have 5 hours worth of bleeping time here today on the show.
You ain't my Sorry, ass motherfucker got nothing on me.
We got sound bites for days now. I gotta thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. And this man's running for president. Please, America, I don't know what to say. You know what, though? Americans are so desperate right now. They're gonna overlook this like a lot of other stuff, and the guy will probably get voted in office, and then you're gonna have cigarette burn marks all the way down the Oval Office pathway.